Hi, my name is Michelle Solis, and I'm the chair of the Bexar County Democratic Party. This is a weekly series to let you know what's happening at the national and the state level. What happened the week of May 25th? Let's start with the economy. Last week was dominated by questions about what will happen with Trump's tariffs. Experts are worried that tariffs could grind the economy into a recession, slash companies' profits, and layer even more costs on you and your family. Then a U.S. court on May 28th blocked many of Trump's sweeping tariffs. It sent the stock market to its first winning month in 4 and its best since November. What did the courts decide? Well, the courts decided that Trump doesn't have the authority to unilaterally impose tariffs. 2 separate courts rejected Trump's claim that he could do so using the Emergency Powers Act. Per the courts, the Emergency Powers Act does not grant the president unbounded tariff authority. The power to levy tariffs rests with Congress. While an appeals court has temporarily allowed Trump to continue with the tariffs, the decision is seen by many legal experts as a reinforcement of the separation of powers. After being called out for always chickening out on the tariffs, Trump threw a temper tantrum and hiked tariffs on steel and aluminum to 50%, making everything much more expensive to build. Way to work for the American people. Let's talk about ICE. The Texas Tribune reported that last week, Homeland Security records reveal Trump knew that the vast majority of the 238 Venezuelans who were rounded up and sent to the El Salvadoran prison had no criminal record. In fact, only 32 had been convicted of crimes, and most of those were nonviolent crimes like retail theft or traffic violations. In fact, the data indicates that Trump and his officials knew that only 6 of those sent to the maximum security prison in El Salvador were convicted of violent crimes. Your taxpayer dollars at work. Due process is a key pillar of our Constitution and our democracy, and it applies to anyone on our soil. It protects individuals from arbitrary or unlawful actions by the government, ensuring that legal rights are respected. The Trump administration knowingly violated their due process once again, violating our Constitution. And while Trump rails against Venezuelan gangs and Mexican drug cartels, he has been pardoning convicted drug dealers, gang members, and violent criminals here in the United States. This past week, Trump pardoned Larry Hoover, who was serving multiple life sentences for his role leading the gangster Disciples. The gang he led sold over $100 million worth of drugs a year. They were responsible for countless murders and terrorized the people in their territory with ruthless violence. Fortunately, there are still state charges, and Larry Hoover is simply moving from a federal supermax prison to a state prison. But why? Why would Trump even consider letting him out on our streets again? And here in San Antonio, ICE has been lying in wait outside immigration court to round up and detain immigrants who are going through the process to become citizens. This past week, at least 3 children were taken into custody and restrained with zip ties. These children were between the ages of 9 and 12, and they were detained along with 2 adults who appeared to be their relatives. An immigration judge had just dismissed their case, which meant they were no longer subject to removal proceedings. This is not who we are. If you are ready to join the resistance, we're here and we're working hard to make a better city, state, and country for everyone, because we believe in the dignity of people and the rights afforded to everyone by the U.S. Constitution. Join us.